cloud subscription services after the law they just passed, where you have to have a one-click
cancel.
Yeah.
Did I say Marvel Hub? Oh wow, that's actually like Marvel. Okay, I didn't think it was. Cool, I guess. Alright, go to the D&D Hub. Open that. Wait, but the issue is it's the D&D Hub, but all of it's like. Okay, there's character creator. Okay, I see.
Why is it shaking?
They were doing a session. If I log in.
So, have you explained Ray's character idea to Cameron?
He just did a minute ago.
So my one concern with it was was a little too silly for the campaign because your campaign is more less silly and more serious in my eyes.
Oh,
We do have a dwarf who can climb trees and throw hammers.
I know, but it's like it's too silly for that is my thing.
if this makes any sense, have your character be serious with the capability of being goofy. Like, your character can fuck around and do stupid stuff as long as they're not constantly fucking around and doing stupid stuff.
Yeah. That was my one worry with Ray's character was it might be more on the fuck around part and less on the serious part. But as long as you okay it, it's whatever. God damn! I'm getting bullied. I think somebody already put a soundboard in. No, that's in Morgan's server. Never mind.
Eraser. There we go. All of that.
I'll mark this on my map so I can come back later.
Yeah, so the plus version is $6 a month if you buy the monthly subscription, or if you pay once a year, it's $50 a month, which is technically, or $50 a year, which is technically $4.17 a month.
Yeah.
So I'd be down to
That's
contribute
the
10
where
bucks.
you get basically everything.
Yeah.
But you don't get.
The main thing also, like, look at the upload and whatnot. I will say the upload is
You
like.
won't need more than 4 gigabytes.
That's true.
So what's the price difference from the two, is it $100 versus 50?
Yeah.
Oh damn, that's a big increase.
Yeah.
And you get 6 gigabytes more of upload storage. You can have more games with more players.
You basically get a bunch of just bougie stuff. It's kind of it. Like stuff that, like, if you were running D&D constantly, you would need.
Yeah.
But here, give me 1 second. So I'm currently at my main like project right now as I'm working on a map. So I just like got this notebook, and there's gonna be 28 different submaps. So I'll go from one to the last one. So I guess it's not 28. I think it's more like 25. Calamir's Spear northeast, Shield northwest, Shield northeast, Shield southwest, Shield southeast, Calamir's half southwest, Full Shield, Star of Alta northwest, Karok's Flail to the pier west, the Bastion southwest, Blood Moon southeast, Tenazal's Scar straight to the east, and then a map of the western world, so the shield and all of those islands surrounding it, and then an overview, and then Petrichoria Major, Petrichoria Minor, the Isle of Exile, Pally's Watch, Alonsic, Petrichoria Minor, and then the eastern world, and then I'm going to do a full world map, so all of that, and then I'm going to do a then this is where it starts getting like basic because I'm showing really big scale. Planetary view, because the planet has 2 moons. You guys only ever see one at one time because they're in an oscillating orbit where, you know, one stays on one half the planet and the other stays on the other. So you can always see the moon even during the day. It's just obviously harder to see. And then a solar system view, and then a dimensional layout, and then a planar view. And then a causal view, which is basically all of the like godly dimensions and subdimensions and different realms all laid out vertically so that you can see their corresponding connections. It's a huge mess of shit, pretty much, is what I'm trying to say.
You're making me feel like you're making me want to get back into designing my D&D world, because I gotta be fully honest, that has been on pause right now in college. I have
Yeah, my life's low-key been on pause because of how busy school's been.
yeah, but now this just makes me want to go back into designing it again. It was a lot of fun. You're making me find motivation. Keep talking.
Caleb with motivation, unstoppable.
I know, right? Considering how much late work I had in high school, I needed pure... Dude, Harry, come on. Thank you.
I think you should try hitting the target.
It just didn't.
Aim up a little bit. There you go. Easy.
I love losing so much time.
No, it's gain. Time gain. So you could have lost more time, so it balances out.
Totally. Yeah, because the slingshot is pure RNG, so it's great. Last time we were on call and I was doing Pitfall stuff, we got raided by a bunch of drunk people and somebody spawned in our closet, so I don't know how I feel about being on call and playing Pitfall anymore. Did you ever hear the Did you ever hear the story of that, Cameron? Okay.
I don't know if I read it, no.
So remember when we were going over my Pitfall GDQ run?
Yeah.
Remember how you concluded with a bunch of people coming in our room and y'all left?
Yeah.
Basically, while we were going over the run, we kind of ignored our one roommate who kept coming in and out. He's a little drunk. At one point, when he was coming in and out of the room, he put somebody in his closet.
What? What?
Yeah. So okay, in context, the closet is you have my desk and you have his closet to the left of me, like directly to the left of me. I was locked in whatever we were doing. Apparently, I didn't see it. But she was just in there for like 15 minutes listening to us do whatever we were doing.
Yeah, nice.
She was very drunk.
Okay, cool.
Context of that was she thought she was drugged and called her boyfriend, who called the police, and they were hiding from the police in my roommate's closet.
Great. That's cool.
It
That's sick, man.
was really
Good
funny.
work, Benjamin.
All is good.
All is good. Okay.
What was I gonna do? Unless I roll 20 times.
Can you buy like what is it? Like what is the word? What was that monkey with the cigarette? What was that called?
What?
You'd pay for the digital art and like only you get to own it, quote unquote.
NFTs.
Can you pay for D20 NFTs? This has been incredibly slow, but it's okay.
Can you not play? Can't you play through D&D Beyond? Is that not better?
I doubt it, but maybe.
Oh my god. Let's grab city.
I could obviously walk through
I wasn't honestly thinking we'd probably use it through Discord all the time. Like, it's a nice feature to have sometimes, but...
Okay. Buy the premium version of fucking Beyond. It's $54. I don't know. Like we can always
Like permanent access or subscription?
Fucking damn it, dude.
This one you can buy per 6 months as well. $30 for 6 months, or $54 a year.
So we're paying for a whiteboard and a couple chips, right? But digital.
all of the hosting features and as well as running features, as well as it's more. There's a lot of background stuff for DMs. Like I can run dynamic lighting systems. You guys have character chips. I can insert maps and like run maps, put your characters on them. Like it's a lot of good systems. They're not necessarily anything like robust and impressive. It's like
Convenient.
yeah, very convenient. Like for instance, right now through Roll20, there's this app I can literally use called Dungeon Scroll, and it's just a ginormous infinite grid that I can just
Okay,
like,
no, this
and it
one's
has
fucking terrible.
refer.
Got D&D Beyond is like, oh, you must have the books, so you can't even use fucking monsters
Yeah,
without
no, it's
buying the books.
no, it's not a good website. I kind of was thinking that, but I wasn't 100% sure.
I wish you could like scan the books that you have onto the website.
I agree. I think that would be
buy all
really
the
cool.
fucking books.
Yeah, I think that would actually just be a really like good faith tool. I feel like.
Then we could
Anyways,
all.
but-
You have every book, anyways. Never mind.
Yeah, except for the new Player's Handbook and Dungeon Master and Monster Manual, like the brand new one.
Do you want
Did
those
they
ones?
release a Monster Manual and DMG?
The DMG isn't out yet, but the monsters, the DMG like literally just came out. The Player's Handbook is out, and the Monsters Manual is currently being like, I think it's in like the pre-release, like they're showing it off and stuff, and then they're gonna drop it.
Is that something you would ever want, or are you probably gonna buy?
Yeah. Honestly, mostly just the Player's Handbook, not the other ones probably.
Birthday present. Write it down. Write it down. Birthday present.
Write it down, guys. Yeah, the new Player's Handbook's $30 online. I think the physical one's $50.
Let's see, there's Pally's Watch to the northwest. There's the Isle of Exile.
2024 core. You get all of them for $150. The DMG comes out on the 12th of November. The Monster Manual comes out on the 18th of February next year.
Okay. Petrichor Miners over here, northeast.
How do you come up with these names? That's my question.
I pick a cool word and I think of a theme of why it would be named that. So like the reason it's called Petrichoria, Petrichor is the name of the scent that happens after rain. The island is kind of cumulonimbus shaped, so it's named after a rain cloud, so Petrichoria.
Smaller island.
And then there's a smaller island, which is Petrichoria Minor. Pally's Watch is, so Petrichoria Major is rife with just like monsters and horrible daemon creatures and things that will just rip you to pieces. Ancient civilizations that have been gone for hundreds of thousands of years that within them contain different like technologies that could change the world. Anyways, Petrichoria Major is a very important place, but it's so fucking dangerous that like basically everybody who goes there just dies. Like it's the reason Alonsik exists. Alonsik is literally, it's basically an oil rig. Like it's not an actual island. There's a mountain. Like think of like the volcanoes in Hawaii below the ocean. That thousands of years ago, ocean people, like an ocean nomadic civilization, built their home city around this mountain because it's only like 300 feet below the water, like the height of it. And since then, it has been built up into this massive city known as Alonsik, and it has become a trading post and what I would like to think is a checkpoint before people go off to Petrichoria Major or Minor to then try to kind of loot, frankly. A lot of like explorers and Columbus-y types like to show up and go to Petrichoria Major in hopes of finding new technologies or spices or any gold and riches or discover new species, and they basically all will stop at Alonsik before they head in. Alonsik is run by, frankly, a cartel. Now, when I say cartel, that obviously comes with a lot of negative connotation. They're not that bad. When I say cartel, I mean it's a family syndicate who specializes in the sale of weapons and illegal substances. Now, are they like murderers? Do they kill their people? No, actually, they're like very peaceful. They are very protective of their people. They don't like charge them, protection fees or anything. I say cartel purely because of their mass exportation of illegal and or dangerous substances. Not because it's illegal or dangerous to them, but because all that stuff comes from Petrichoria Major and then they just ship it out to the rest of the world. Anyways,
Okay.
to the east of Alonsik is what's known as Pally's Watch, which is a large kind of semicircle isle that's very thin. Like I'm talking like about a mile like thin, and it's just in like this kind of semicircle. And across that entire semicircle is just like fortifications to protect Alonsik from any rogue creatures or beasts that would come from Petrichoria. So Pally's Watch, ran by one of the original families of Alonsik, known as Malcolm Pallian, is this. It's genuinely a 500-mile straight fortress, just in the ocean. Like I'm talking just lines of cannons where people are literally like born on that isle, trained to be soldiers, have children who are trained to be soldiers, and then die on that island. Like that's the whole. If you are born on Pally's Watch, it's honestly not that like bad of a life. Like they don't see a whole lot of action, but when they do, it's like they're shooting an eldritch demon out of the sky. Like it's not like it's frankly very very similar to like being a guardsman in 40K, like just a dude. Like
It reminds
90%
me
of
of
your time,
the-
you're just like hanging around in a ship in space, and then the 10% of the time where you're not doing that, you are in the most gruesome, bloody, horrifying war that has ever graced the planet.
It reminds me of the Night's Watch or whatever it was from Lord of the Rings, or
That's
not
what
Lord,
it's
from
based off
Game
Game of Thrones. That's
yeah.
what it's based off of.
Yeah, that's what I got the vibe of.
Like 6 days, 6 years, and
And
then you
to
see
the-
elder beings that
yeah. To the northwest of Petrichoria Major, directly north of Alonsik, is what's known as the Isle of Exile, which is literally all. So Calamar Shield is where you guys are, and where like most, like 85% of the world's population exists. Basically, anybody who's just deemed shitty enough gets sent to the Isle of Exile. Like it's called that for a reason. It's the fuck you island. It's I hate you. Go to the Isle of Exile. Like. The entire world, and one reason Pally's Watch exists is they also make sure that stays contained. It's basically the world's
basically
prison.
Australia. You send them to the prison.
Yes,
the
it's
prison island.
but worse. Like I'm talking like there's actual like velociraptors on that island.
That's Australia.
No, but like literally, like demigorgons and shit just be roaming around. Like they'll just eat you. It's not fun. And then to the northeast of Petrichoria Major is Petrichoria Minor, which is an island that actually is suspiciously the exact, like almost exactly the same shape, but of course smaller, thus its name.
Hey, what the fuck is up with your 4 straight builds?
And
It's okay. I'm listening to D&D.
Is he just cooking right now?
I'm on world record pace.
Oh, anyways, and nobody has really ever like gone to that island because it is just like it's dangerous. Because you have to go sail all the way around Petrichoria Major, which, as I just mentioned, like think of the surrounding isle. I'm talking hydras, sea snakes, fucking Jormungandr from Norse mythology. Like, you don't want to just be sailing around Petrichoria Major unless you have a reason. And why would you go to Minor when there's all this loot on Major? Like, fuck the little island, dude. So, just frankly, nobody knows what's going on there. There could be a civilization, there could not. I can't tell you. I mean, I could tell you, but I can't tell you. There's something happening there. I'm not allowed to tell you. Now, that's all of the eastern world. Now, far to the north is basically just Antarctica. Like, nothing's really changed. They're simply referred to as the northern pole and southern pole by the people of the world. They don't really have any other etymology, as that has been abandoned along with the old world etymology of like different countries and whatnot. A lot of like the geographical names for stuff has been abandoned, so it's just the North Pole and South Pole.
Reminds me
Going
of
into the
Earth.
Western world, which is what you guys are all familiar with. So there's the shield. Connected to the northern part of the shield is the spear. To the southern part of the shield is the haft. To the west, kind of a piece of the shield has been broken off and is referred to as Tenazal's Scar. Um, there is also to the south east is the Blood Moon, which is that kind of feudal Japan flavored island that's just in a constant state of internal war. There are sparse tropical islands that kind of dot the edges of the shield that are just archipelago style, like island chains that are often have small communities at most.
Archipelago.
And then to
I
the
heard that word before.
to the northwest, there is what is known as the Star of Alta, which is a 6-island archipelago, with the center one being its capital, known as the Altean Core. The 5 islands, each one of them, think of kind of Hunger Games style, are like districts. So one is for farming, one is a quarry, one is a mine, one is a like military district, and others. They each bring their own goods to the table and ship them towards the Altean Core, which is this center of like lavish royalty. Alta, for the most part, blocks off all like outside visitors. They're very self-sufficient. They don't want people to mess with them. And so the only people who have really made significant contact with them are deities as well as Raven. To the south of the Star of Alta is what is known as Korok's Flail. Korok's Flail is this, well, never guess.
That's a PB.
It's a flail-shaped island that is really mysterious. A lot of people have gone and tried to explore it, and there's a lot of myths going around whether it was broken off from the shield due to some raven experimentation or whether it was God's wrath that shattered it from the main island. But it's a mysterious land that is very taboo to visit. There's a race of people known as the Adrik, which are this large, four-armed,